So what we're gonna do is go into our account. So again, on the top right hand side, just make sure you're Nintendo.com. Go into your account, sign in. Once you have signed in, you guys will see this. This time we're gonna be pressing here on this T or whatever you guys see. Will obviously see a different letter than me. So just tap there, and that will take you here. And you don't need to create this, so might as well get it over and done with. Especially if you're doing this before you get your Nintendo, hey, might as well get everything ready. So once you guys actually get your Nintendo with you, it's gonna be a breeze to set it up because everything's gonna be almost done for you anyways. So let's just create that. From here, we have to select what gender. So I'm just gonna choose this one, male. And then you guys can customize it as much as you guys want. So this is supposed to represent you. You guys can choose, for example, this face shape, whatever's closest to you. You don't need to, but it's kind of nice to have something that is kind of close to how you look like. Then check on the second option. You guys can choose like for your cheeks. Do nothing because I don't really have like that permanent blush. Any lines that define, you know, your character kind of. So if you're older maybe, or anything that makes sense with your face. For me, nothing really. And then on top, you guys will see various options. So here's hair, all that stuff. Your height, you guys can adjust so many things. So we can go with hair and choose something a little bit different. So for example, I can choose this one. You can definitely choose something with a hat on as well, or even like this. So you guys can go as normal as you guys want, or as most accurate to how you look as you want. I would say accurate, it's more funny, so I would do that. You guys can definitely choose the color, so you can be a different color than what you see right now. So I'm just gonna choose this right here. Then we can move on to eyebrows. Again, choose whatever makes sense to you. Eyes, same thing. Here's nose. There's a bunch of different noses. I can click on this one. I guess that's closest to what I got. This would actually be close to what I got, but there's a bunch of stuff here. You guys can be smiling the whole time, by the way. Or just a simple smile. I guess a simple smile is better. If you guys have glasses or usually wear sunglasses, you guys can do that for sure. For me, no, not really. Sunglasses outside, I guess. Anything like a mustache, which some of these are kind of creepy. I'm gonna leave that one. Or you guys can just select nothing. There's gold teeth as well. If that makes sense to you. There's colors as well, so it matches your hair color. Definitely change that up if that makes sense to you. Beauty marks, if you guys have any. I don't. And you guys can adjust the position, by the way. So you can be like more this way, make it bigger, smaller, make it more down, up. So you guys can reposition that anywhere or just take it out. Now you guys can go to your height. It depends on your build. So that's middle-ish. This will be a little bit bigger. And then star, your favorite color, whatever that is. For me, I like this color, but I don't like how it looks here. But I would go with whatever your favorite color is. I was gonna go with black, although it's not my favorite color. Then I'm gonna go right here, male, that's fine. I can just tap on finish on the top right hand side. Top right hand side, finish, and here it is. You guys can move it around. But anyways, right now we're just gonna save it. Save. And then we can just select them. We can edit, erase, close. So many options there, but we're pretty much done as of now. All right, so let's say you guys select the very first option, select this, and it's gonna ask you, do you want to use this with your Nintendo account? Yes. Select yes. All right, so the good thing is that now you guys will notice this. So instead of a letter, you're gonna have the character that you made. And you guys can always edit that. You guys can always later edit it. You guys can even make more. All right, so then from here, you're pretty much done. You guys can go on and turn on your Nintendo Switch for the very first time and just go on with the setup. All right, so we're gonna turn on our Nintendo Switch 2 for the very first time. So what you guys are gonna look for is the power button. On the top left-hand side, just hold on to it. As you hold on to it, you will see the Nintendo logo popping up. And then you guys will see a selection of things to do. So right now it should say Nintendo Switch 2 on it. And then finally, we get the screen for you guys to select your language. All right, so keep in mind that your Nintendo Switch, it is a touch screen, but you guys can always use your control to select things. So what we're gonna choose is US English. Press A to select that, or just tap on it. Then Go into whatever makes sense to you. Don't select something that's random. Select whatever makes sense to you. So America's is for me. Then go into accept, tap on accept. Then go into next. Now the reason why I'm using these guys is so I don't get the screen dirty right now. I'm showing you. So we don't need internet for this, okay? So we're gonna go into internet settings and hook it up to your Wi-Fi. So again, you do need internet to set this up. We're gonna go on and set up with just tech and design. That's my Wi-Fi, by the way. Then once you guys put in your passwords, just gonna go on and hook up to your internet. So right now you guys should see it connecting. If you guys have any problems, just most likely made a mistake with your password. So once it has connected, you should see this. Just press OK. Then we can finally get going with the setup. So right now we're just gonna go into next. It's gonna update. Usually while it's updating, it's best to hook it up, have it charging, but these updates are pretty fast, so we don't have to worry about that. Right now, just make sure to choose the correct time zone for you. You can definitely scroll down and there will be a huge list. Do not select something that's random. Make sure to select something that's at least close to you or the same time zone as you. Once you guys select so, you guys can just go to this, play games wherever you want, however you want, go into next. So it's going to teach you that you don't just have to plug in to charge it up down here below. You can also charge it from the top. So that's something that they have changed. Go ahead and use the stand if you want. Just going to go next. It's also going to tell you how to release this, which I already showed you guys. So from here, we have to do exactly that. So to pull it out, I'm just going to tap here to pull it out. Tap there to pull it out. Might as well pull them all both out. So here we go, we pulled them both out. So they're ready to go. We can just go into next. You can still use this, by the way. We're not saying A. And then do you want to connect to a TV? So this is something that you guys can do that right now, but a lot of people got confused that you do need a TV to set this up. You don't need to. You guys can definitely set it up later. And I'm gonna teach you how to set it up later. So let's assume you guys don't wanna hook it up to your TV right now. I'm just gonna teach you that at the end of the video of how to hook this up to your TV. So we're just gonna go into later, and then it's gonna teach you how to attach the strap onto this. So we can view the strap guide or we can just ignore this. But let's say you guys wanna go on and attach these straps that came, and they're actually very important to put on if you're gonna play this. So this is actually very simple. What you guys have to see is this. See how there's a plus sign up here? There's a plus sign here. That's how you know this attaches this way, because there's a plus. If there wasn't a plus sign, then you're just attaching the wrong way. And all you guys have to do is just align it. So you guys will notice this down here below. Just kind of go like this, and the top, kind of just pop it in. So it goes in from the bottom to top. And that's how you guys attach. You guys can just put this around your hand and then just use it like so. That's if you're gonna use it like so. You don't have to. We can always deattach this. So to take this out, it's actually just as simple. So on the back of your controller, you see this? Just press it down. That's gonna snap it out. That's how you guys can deattach these guys. Now to set up your controller that came with this, it's actually even more easy. Because all you guys have to do is just snap it in. It does have magnets. It snaps in. So it's even easier technically. So here you go. That easy to set this up. And then you guys can just go on and use this to set it up right now. But if you guys don't want to do that, want to snap it out of this thing right here, it's the exact same thing. All we have to do is just press these guys on the back. Press it, it's gonna snap out. Press it, it's gonna snap out. So that's how you guys can deattach these guys from here, and it's that easy. So right now what you guys can do is just press on skip, just because I showed you everything already. I'm gonna press A on it, and right here choose your style. So for the remainder of this video, I'm just gonna attach these guys. As always, they just snap in. It's that easy. I'm gonna press OK, and then whatever you guys did, so if you guys wanted to hold this or whatever way you guys want to hold these guys, as we're doing this setup. It does not matter. You guys can change it up anytime. You guys can unloose this, use it however you want at any point. Anyways, ready to update system, press on update. Usually during an update, I highly recommend having this charging. However, updates on your Nintendo, they tend to be very, very fast and they don't use that many gigs. So I don't see it as a need. As the update's happening, you guys are gonna see this, update complete. It's gonna just be a couple seconds, by the way. It shouldn't take that long. Unless your internet's very, very slow, it could take a couple minutes. Other than that, seconds. Tap on OK. Then from here, you're gonna see this, start system transfer. So if you guys had a Switch from before, grab it. You guys can transfer information. We're gonna assume in this video that you're brand new to Switch, and that way you're not gonna transfer any information. If you guys want to transfer information, I do have another video. It's gonna be called exactly that, how to transfer information from old Switch to new Switch. Other than that, just going to not transfer because we assume you guys are brand new into this. So we're not gonna transfer. And then right here, you guys can add a user. So go ahead and tap on next and sign into your account. So this part we already did. That's just because it's easier to make it, but you guys can definitely make it right now if you guys didn't. So we can add without signing in, or we can just sign in. Always sign in, never add without signing in, okay? And that's because when you sign in, it can just keep your account online, and there's a bunch of things that are good if you sign in, okay? So we're gonna go in and sign in. Now just put in your email, or just scan this with QR code, okay? So take your laptop, your tablet or your phone, scan this, and that'll make it easier to sign in. Or there's other ways of signing in, obviously. You guys can also create an account if you don't have one. So this is the easiest way to sign in, by the way, with the QR, but let's say you guys can't do that right now. Just going to other sign-in methods. So we're gonna choose that right now. You guys can just tap on it. I'm just not touching my screen for now. And then you guys can see this, email and password. So just type that in. Once you guys type that in, just tap on sign in and then you're good to go. All right, so no matter which way you guys chose to sign in, now that you signed in, just going to next, choose your icon for your Switch. So I'm gonna go with Mario because it's the best. You guys can create an icon as well, by the way. And then just choose a nickname for this user. So this is something that it's technically not supposed to ask you, but that's okay. We can go and put in any username that you guys want. I'm just gonna put tech for now. Okay. Choose okay, and there we go. So from here, I can just go on, tap on okay. You guys can add more users at this point in time. I'm just gonna assume this is just for you, so we're gonna leave it. You guys can always add more users later on, by the way. Sign up parental controls. If you're a parent setting this up for your kids, you want to set that up. If this is for you, or if you don't care, I'm just going to skip. As for Nintendo goes, parental controls, it's cool because you guys can set up screen time and all that stuff. But if you're gonna keep an eye on it yourself, or you don't care about screen time, I would just skip it. So definitely keep skip. Definitely going to skip. We're just gonna go into set parental controls just to show you what's there. So let me just go there. And right here, you guys can just go on and do that. Install this app. That way you guys can definitely go on and control this from your phone. Well, kind of control this from your phone. So just wanted to show you that. So we're just gonna go back and we're gonna just skip. We're gonna assume this is just for you guys. So for micro SD cards, this is very important if you have one to put it in right now. However, you guys can just put it in later on. It does not matter. So we can go into skip. So we're just gonna skip that, assuming you guys maybe didn't buy a micro SD card yet. Do you need it? You probably will later on. Once you guys install some games, you will run out of space storage inside. So just buy one. But right now we're just gonna do exactly what it tells us. We press the home key right there. And finally, we are logging into our Nintendo Switch 2 for the very first time. We're pretty much done with the setup right now, but there's one more thing that we should do before I end this video. And I'm just gonna let it load in. It's gonna be a little bit slow at first, but while it's loading in, down here below, you guys will see all these options. What I want you guys to go into is your system settings. And the reason why we're doing that is because we're gonna go all the way down, all the way down, system update, and we want to run that. And we do that just to make sure that everything's up to date. So we're gonna go back. We're done with that. There's a dock update as well that I would suggest doing, but you have to dock this. And then there's other options down here below as well. So what I suggest doing right now is charge it up. How do you guys know the battery level? Well, it's on the top. You guys can see it's not that horrible, but it's not that great either. And there's a bunch of other options here too. So just play around with it. You guys can go into online to check out some stuff online. You guys can go on a Nintendo eShop. So you guys can buy some games. I'm just gonna show you that later on in other videos. But your setup is pretty much done at this point in time. Now just to show you how to charge your Nintendo Switch, it's very easy. You guys have this, that's your AC adapter, plus your cables that came with it. Those are your USB-Cs. And this will go to your wall outlet. And this end will plug into your Nintendo. Can you guys plug it in down here? Yes. Can you guys plug it in up here? Yes, you can. So you can charge it up both ways. So we're gonna plug it in down here. And you guys will notice it says charging. That's how you guys can verify that it's charging. Plus this icon will also show you that it's charging. If we take it out, it's just gonna say your battery. And we're gonna plug it in on the top. I'm gonna show you that it does the exact same thing. And it's charging as well. So whichever way you guys choose to charge it, this is the time to do it, because right now it should be at around 50% of your battery. But there's one more thing to show you, and that's the dock. So let's get started with the dock. So here's our Nintendo Switch 2 dock. I'm gonna show you how to set this guy up. The very first thing you guys should do is take a look around it, take a look at what it is, take a look at the ports that we have. So we have USB, then you guys will notice that there's no more ports. That's because we have to open this up. So just pop this open, and here's the rest of our ports. That's where we can plug this guy in. So in order to hook this up to our TV, it's very, very easy. And to dock it. So I'm gonna show you everything right now. So here's the HDMI cables that we got with our Nintendo. Yes, other cables will work out too, but we're just gonna use the originals. Just plug in one here, and then make sure to plug in your USB-C cable. So this is the one that charges right here, and it does need to be fully hooked up, okay? So what does that mean? That means we have to hook it up here. So both cables need to be hooked up in order for this to work with your TV. And that means that this end has to be hooked up to your wall outlet. So that means it's charging the whole time that it's hooked up to your TV, okay? So we're just hook this up to our wall outlet. And then since you're hooking this up to your TV, what I suggest doing is taking these guys out. So we're just gonna press here to take it out, press here to take it out. And then what I suggest doing is running a game or anything like that, because this kind of needs to be turned on. What you guys are gonna do is just put it in there. Once you guys put it in there, this screen will pop on your monitor or TV right away. It's that easy. But before we do that, I also want to show you that here you guys have Ethernet. So if you guys are gamers, you might want to hook that up, but you don't need to. That's just for faster internet. You don't need to close this, by the way, but just to make it look better, just close it up. The cables will go from the sides. And then this other end of your HDMI, just make sure to know which input you're putting on your TV. So there could be number 1, number 2, number 3. So many sources on TVs now because there's so many HDMI inputs. So just make sure you know which one. Some TVs detect it automatically, which one it is. So you don't have to just go around each one to see which one it is. And if you got a monitor, most likely you just got one HDMI input. So just hook this up right now into your monitor and do all that before we place this on the dock. All right, so now our Nintendo Switch is ready. So we have our monitor there. That could be a TV, same thing. We have everything plugged in like I showed you. And then we're just gonna place this here. And then that's supposed to pop up here. Just make sure your TV or monitor is turned on. I also wanna show you that you're supposed to see this light, okay? That light is what you guys need to be turned on. And your screen's supposed to turn off like so. Now, if you got a monitor, most likely you need to turn it off and on again so it detects that HDMI cable. So that's exactly what we're doing. On a TV, not really. Just go throughout the sources that it's got. And if nothing's popping up, just take it out, put it in again. There we go. Anyways, other than that, if it's still not working, just make sure that all the HDMI cables are still plugged in. So maybe the one in your dock became loose, anything like that. But as soon as you do this, that's supposed to detect it. So I can see that it detected because the light changed. Now I can see this here. And then I can just set up my monitor or TV for that matter. So you would do that using your controllers. So I could just go into adjust, or I can adjust it later. It's gonna adjust right now so you guys can see how that process is. And right here, it's gonna ask me my display. Again, all we have to do is just make this part right here. So it says adjust the display until the pattern on the left is visible and the pattern on the right isn't. So you guys see that? We can still see it. So we just have to make sure it's not visible. That means we have to turn it down. So I'm gonna turn it down. Actually, no, we have to turn it up. So we're gonna turn it up, 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 up. And it's always kind of visible. So at least we're gonna do it when it becomes least visible. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to hit the middle ground there. So right now the least visible would be that setting. So I just went up and down on both, and so I got the least visible, which was almost basically at the start. So right now this is how it's gonna show, which looks great. So I'm gonna press OK, press OK again, and then we're done setting up our TV. So again, if you guys are gonna play it on TV or monitor, it's gonna be the exact same setup. Right now, what we guys can do is just go into the eShop and check out everything in there. And that would be it. You guys are done with the setup. Congrats. So at this point in time, you guys know how to use a dock for your Nintendo Switch 2, which is mainly for this. You guys can also charge it. It's charging all this time. We can sign in right now. And the easiest way it is to sign in with the QR code. You guys can always just go into other signing options, just put your password and email. In this case, it's just the password. So once you guys put your password, or maybe you did the QR code thing, you will see this, and just go on and use your controllers in order to browse and download any games from here. There's free games, there's a lot of free games. I actually have a video that teaches you how to download only free games from here because there's a ton and only see the free games. But there's always those really good games that are paid for, expensive, but paid for, such as this one. You guys can go on and sign up for it. Just go and download it. Make sure to get that SD card. I will show you how to put in an SD card. That's the very last thing. And that's right now, actually, before we even do this. But anyways, right now we are done with the setup of your Nintendo Switch. What you guys should know is how to turn this off. So there's options down here. You guys will see sleep mode. You guys can go and enter sleep mode. That's the most normal way to go about it. Just enter sleep mode, and that will put it to sleep. But there's another way. Right here, you guys will notice there's the power key on the top of your Nintendo. So on the top left-hand side, that's your power. Just hold on to it and keep holding on. It will give you this message. So this message here, it's going to tell you sleep mode, which is most of you will put it always on sleep mode. However, you can also turn it off, fully turn it off. So to fully turn it off, second option, power options, power off. That's actually going to turn this off, fully turn it off. And you do want to do that once in a while, just so it kind of resets. So it's good to do that. Anyways, that would be it for today's video. If you guys have any comments, questions, you guys can write down here in the comments area. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Thank you.